Hi, I'm Kim Staten, founder of Films for Change. We are very excited to update everyone that we have finished the production stage and are now beginning on the post-production, the editing for this film. For the past year and a half, our team and I have been working on a documentary about and in support of Julian Assange called Free the Truth, Free Assange. The main aim of this film is to gather more support for the campaign for Julian's freedom. At its core, this is a political case, and a mass public outcry is needed in order to pressure the US, UK and Australian politicians to do the right thing and release him. The uniqueness of this film is that rather than focusing on the what and when of the story, it will instead mainly focus on the big why of the situation. The goal is to help people understand the meaning of what has occurred and the value of Julian and Wikileaks' work, to help people to interpret the intentions of the ruling class, make sense of their actions and their treatment of this journalist, and what all of this means for our own rights and freedoms. To become aware of the erosion of press freedom and the increasing limitations on our ability to access truthful information. This film will be a powerful educational tool to give viewers an in-depth understanding of his plight, as well as the wider implications of this case that affect all of us. The grave threats to free speech, press freedom and freedom of information that this case and these events represent. Many people have been manipulated by an elaborate propaganda and smear campaign against Julian. This film will help unravel the false narratives and clarify the true importance of the work of Julian and Wikileaks, and bring the focus back onto what we can and should learn from the disclosures that they have brought to light. Over the past 18 months, through the production stage of the film, we have interviewed 20 of the most prominent and articulate advocates, filmed outside the courthouse at every court hearing of the extradition trial.
We now have confirmed that there were plans to kidnap Julian here in the centre of London, or even assassinate him.
To extradite Julian would certainly mean that he would be convicted of journalism under the Espionage Act.
We have filmed outside Belmarsh Prison, filmed the spectacular Human Chain event in London in 2022, and created 2 fascinating animations to illustrate key points of the message. The documentary has been filmed on 3 continents and in 9 cities of the world. The revealing interviews that we will present in this film include Stella Assange, Julian's wife, John Shipton, Julian's father, Daniel Ellsberg, Pentagon Papers whistleblower, John Pilger, veteran journalist, Kristen Raffinson, WikiLeaks editor-in-chief, Tariq Ali, author and historian, Jill Stein, Doctors for Assange representative and ex-US presidential candidate, Jennifer Robinson, human rights lawyer and long-standing member of Julian's legal team, Paul Perez-Sales, psychiatrist, and many more. Our first animation in the film is a depiction of the conditions of the extradition hearing, where Julian was kept in a glass dock, making it almost impossible for him to hear what was being said and to communicate with his lawyers. Our second animation is a brief history of free speech and press freedom, which illustrates with artistic flair the 4,000-year battle for our right to speak our mind and broadcast, print and disseminate our ideas. It also reveals the historical significance of WikiLeaks as a technological innovation, as well as the magnitude of this situation of a journalist being prosecuted under the Espionage Act. Before WikiLeaks, we knew a lot less about the world's powerful institutions and leaders than we now know. We knew only what they wanted us to know. WikiLeaks has enabled us to glimpse the rampant corruption and the callousness of modern wars, and has exposed countless injustices perpetrated by governments and corporations. WikiLeaks was founded on the powerful moral principle that governments and other vested interests should not operate behind walls of secrecy. WikiLeaks has released more than 10 million documents of public interest since it was established in 2006 and continues to do so. No one can forget or unsee the brutality that we witnessed, for example, in the collateral murder video, as part of the Iraq war log disclosures. Julian Assange has won more than 20 international awards for his journalism work, yet one of the false narratives is that he is not a journalist. The fact is that Julian reinvented journalism, giving it a previously unimagined level of accuracy. Through a carefully orchestrated and planned campaign by the US and its allies, which has been going on for more than 12 years, he has suffered immense physical and psychological torture, smears, lawfare, spying, assassination plots, and many other transgressions of his human rights. His young children have grown up visiting their father in a jail. His wife battles on his behalf.
I urge everyone to come together and fight for Julian. Julian represents all our liberties and all our rights.
If extradited to the US, he faces a 175-year prison sentence. He has been scapegoated and made an example of in order to ward off other future would-be whistleblowers and publishers who consider exposing the crimes of the powerful. Every major human rights group, including Amnesty, International Human Rights Watch, and Reporters Without Borders, are on the same page about this issue, that it is a breach of human rights, an erosion of free speech, and that it sets an alarming precedent. The persecution of Julian Assange is a grave threat to us all because it grossly impinges on freedom of speech and press freedom. The current proceedings and the issue and situation as a whole are a litmus test for the shared values of democracy, truth, and justice. Free the Truth, Free Assange documentary will be an urgent clarion call to humanity to join this important campaign. We hope to have your help to make it possible for us to do the crucial and final stage of this film, which is the post-production editing. If enough people contribute, we can finish the film and it will become an educational and awareness-building tool. Let's work together to help inform and inspire more people to support this cause and take action. If public support reaches a critical mass, it is very possible that the governments will do what the people ask and free Julian Assange. We are very grateful to the more than 1,400 people who have so far contributed financially to help us successfully complete the production stage of the film. Now we're on to the final stage, the post-production, and the finish line is in sight. We hope you'll support the final stage of our project and help us assemble, edit and polish the film so that it's ready to be shown in cinemas and online. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.